Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first module in the Infusionsoft Basics Intensive Bootcamp. So this is really, I would say, part one of the entire module. And what I wanted to talk about was just the difference between retainers and packages, because I think there's a lot of confusion as to what's a retainer versus what's a package when it comes to working in the VA industry. So this one's just purely informational. If you already know what my definition is of a retainer and a package, you can skip this and move on to the next one. We are going to talk in this first set of modules all about packaging. We're going to give you ideas on how to package, what to package, how to price it, and also how to market it. So we got lots of goodies in this one. So as I said, if you already know my definition, by all means, skip on to the next one. For those of you who just maybe don't know what my definition is or just want a refresher, please stand by and let's take a look at this. So real quick, we're just going to do housekeeping. We're going to talk the difference between packages versus retainers, trading dollars for hours, pitfalls, why package, and some sample packages. Now, I did touch on this in the free webinar that I did, but I think it's so important that it's very clear to everybody what the differences are so we don't confuse our audience when we're talking about packages versus retainers. So that's why I'm really passionate about this, because as I've mentioned many times so far, there's no standardization when it comes to terms, and that drives me nuts. Coming from the corporate world where project management has a set of terms as well as IT has a set of terms, I'm really trying to get everybody to embrace some definitions. So housekeeping, there is a training schedule, and basically we're going to be releasing modules on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, you may get things early in the day, you may get things later in the day. It just depends on how I'm finishing up the modules, but they will be released on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you will be notified when there is something new, or you're welcome to check the Facebook group because we'll notify you there, or you can just log in and have a look around as well. All the resources, recordings, documents, this PowerPoint presentation, the login to the Infusionsoft Sandbox, all of that is in the library. You have access to that. You should have gotten an autoresponder message immediately after you purchased or within an hour after you purchased with the login details. If you don't have that, make sure to reach out to us at help@techiementor.com and we'll make sure that we get that to you. In the library, you'll also find our homework. A link to the student-only Facebook group, which is great if you're on Facebook. Make sure you pop in there. You can ask questions, get to know your fellow students, and realize that that Facebook group is for all Infusionsoft students, so you might meet some new people in there as well. As I mentioned, you have access to the Practice Sandbox, which is Infusionsoft, so you can actually use it as we go through the course. Any questions or issues, please reach out to us at help@techiementor.com. So I'm going to be going through this housekeeping on each module because I know people are going to skip around. So if you've heard this before, you can certainly fast forward on by. Okay, so what's the difference? The difference between retainers and packages in Susan's world is a retainer is just a bucket of hours, which means a client pays you a sum of money. Let's just say for fun, let's say they buy 10 hours at $500 an hour, 50 bucks an hour, which is 500 bucks. So they purchase a $500 retainer from you, and basically you bill that before you do any work, before you start anything. And then once you have that retainer in place, you need a method to track that because you want to start deducting the hours for any work that you're doing for that client. They're usually billed monthly. Can be used for anything the client wants. So it could be one shopping cart, Infusionsoft, it could be customer service, it could be email management, it could be scheduling, it could be social media. I mean, there's just a huge array of things it could be used for. You have to track your time. Clients want to know where their money's going, right? So you'll need a way to track where you're spending the time with that $500. Usually has an expiration date, which means they expire, which means unused hours expire after a certain date. And then the client's really paying for your time, not your expertise. They're paying you for whatever they need you to do. So very, very different, in my opinion, than working in packages, because the perception is you have a specific need to fill and you have an expertise for that. So a retainer I call a bucket of hours because basically that's what it is. The clients have control over how the hours are used, the time is used. They tell you what task. And a lot of times, here's the catcher, is that a lot of times people have one flat rate. So for instance, you charge $50 an hour, and so you charge $50 an hour for Infusionsoft work, but you'd also charge $50 an hour for data entry. And clients sometimes don't like that. They want different rates for different things. Well, that's all about expertise. So why not package that up and change that perception? My point is that you may be doing high-end work for $25 an hour, which you really should be paying $50 an hour for. So by separating things into expertise instead of time, you truly are paid for your knowledge. Clients have a set number of hours that they usually purchase on a monthly basis. They set them up on a retainer. A lot of times billed the first of every month. Now, I'm just giving you ideas here. Every business is different. It's your business, your choice on how you set up your retainers, whether or not the hours expire, when when you bill. All that stuff is up to you. We're not teaching packaging. What I'm basically trying to do is get you the difference between the two. We'll talk more how-tos when we get into that section next. Hours expire, clients pay for your time. So remember, that's the perception. Packages have a specific list of deliverables, of items that are delivered for said package. You can have multiple levels of packages, right? Package A has less than package B than less than package C, and they can all be 3 different prices based on what you're getting in the package. They have a fixed price and a fixed deadline, which means you need to know how long it takes you to get it done. So if you're going to be packaging things from this Infusionsoft course, you need to have done the work. So I really highly recommend that you spend the time in the sandbox and you time yourself so you understand how long it takes you to get stuff done. It's either, no time tracking is needed. I mean, you can track your time, but my point is you're not tracking against a bucket of hours, right? You are tracking against a package, and a package you don't have to report those hours back to the client because they're not paying for your time. You can track your time though if you just want to keep an average, right? Sometimes it's eye-opening as you get better at doing things. Obviously the time will go down, but sometimes you might miss your estimates. So sometimes it's good to pay attention and go ahead and track your time. Packages can be billed all up front or 50-50, 50 at start, 50 on delivery, and clients are paying for your expertise. They're buying a WordPress package. They're buying a email management package. They're buying a one shopping cart package. So it's all based on your knowledge and your expertise, and the package reflects that. So that's the biggest difference. You get to control what is delivered. You get to control the price and the design of the package or packages. You get to set your deadlines, and packages are the way to go to really start packaging your expertise. And Infusionsoft is a brilliant one to package because so many people need it. You can just do a basic email marketing package. You could do an audit package or a cleanup package. You could do an e-commerce package. I mean, there's so many different ways to slice and dice this. And so I'm just going to give you ideas. Now, obviously, if you have questions, you can certainly post in the Facebook group. You can send me an email. But this is all about getting you to think about how you want to use your Infusionsoft knowledge to package it up instead of using hourly. And for most people who know Infusionsoft, I can say $50 is towards the bottom of the range. Now, I'm not quoting exact prices. I'm just saying I know people who charge from $50 to $75 an hour for Infusionsoft. If you're certified through Infusionsoft, you can even charge more. But it's based on your expertise. Okay, so let's one more time. Why do we not want to do hourly? Well, if you're just starting out, it's always a good thing to do. So why I added this here is because if you've not done some of these things in Infusionsoft that you're learning, please take the time to do them several times before you package them, because you don't know how long it takes. Yes, you can put the package together. Then what I would suggest that you do is you go back through and you use the sandbox to time how long it takes, because you need to know how long it takes in order to give an estimate. There are really three things to packaging. You need to put the package together, what's involved. You need to identify how long it takes you, and then you need to figure out the cost. So you have to have some metrics, some history in order to figure out how much it costs or how much you're going to price it at, because otherwise you're either under or overvaluing the package. And usually we err on the side of caution, which means we're not getting paid enough for our expertise. So you need to know average time to complete, every step involved. So you want to make sure that you're spelling out every step to determine the packaging and the pricing. Okay, you can't package something you've never done before, because if you've never done it before, you don't know how long it takes, which means you can't price it. Okay, so all of these things come together. Now, in this course, I really recommend that you come up with a package, and you could use that as a method to go through the sandbox, the Infusionsoft sandbox, and practice and time yourself, and that could be your first package, right? So get comfortable with doing the exact thing that you're going to do for your package. And probably the best package, I would say, is an email marketing package where you send out somebody's easy, right, or broadcast every month. That's a great one to start with because so many people need that. So if you're looking for ideas. Now, we obviously know what the pitfalls are from um, trading hours for dollars, so selling your time. And like I said, we went over this. I think the biggest thing is you have a limited cap. I mean, you can only earn so much because there's only so many hours in the day. High burnout rate. And clients are paying for your time, not your expertise. And if you don't work, you don't get paid. In other words, if you're not, sitting in front of that computer timing yourself, you're not getting paid. Whereas a package, you can do lots of packages, but it's not time sensitive, right? You can do packages whenever you want. You don't have to be worrying about turning off and on your timer. You can also earn more money this way because it's looked at as an expertise instead of time. So when it comes to packages, they're very clearly detailed. You tell them what are they getting. You can also be very specific and say what you're not getting. So for instance, if you have a package A, B, and C, you can say in package A, here's what you get, and you do not get anything in package B or C, right? So anything that's in B or C is not included in A. And then you could do the same thing in package B. You could say, well, you're not going to get anything that's in package C, but you do get what's in package A, right? And then the cost and the extras, but you also want to make sure that you're hitting on the benefits. Marketing is all about benefits, so you want to make sure people understand why they should buy this package from you. One of the biggest ones is there's no surprises. You know exactly what you get for how much. When you work on a bucket of hours, you never know, right? A lot of times you have no idea how long it's going to take. So it's a flat rate, it's paid up front. Exact requirements, no surprises. It gives you consistent income, and it also gives you freedom and flexibility. So this package benefits slide is what it gives the client, but also what it gives you. Client gets the flat rate, exact requirements, and no surprises. You get paid up front, consistent income, and more freedom and flexibility. So it's a win-win for both. Clients want to know, okay, what am I getting and for how much? And you're like, okay, great. I'm going to package my knowledge. I'm going to get paid more, and that gives me more freedom and flexibility. It also gives me more consistent income. So you must know how long it takes and all the steps before moving to packages. So you have to understand that. And that's why I'm really saying I'm going to give you some ideas. And I want you to take that and run with it for yourself. And then I want you to learn the things that you need to do for that package during this course, because then when you're done, you've got something that you could package immediately and start selling on your website. So you have to do it at least 3 times. Now, you have access to the sandbox here for several weeks. So I really recommend that you jump at the chance to come up with a simple package and do the steps, get a task management system, and make sure that you're timing it. Okay? Cannot say that enough. I want you to hit the ground running as soon as this class is done, or even before the class is done. Maybe you already know how to do this. Maybe you already know things in Infusionsoft that you can package. So these are just some ideas for packages, right? You can do a setup or implementation. Now, you cannot set up the Infusionsoft from the ground up unless you're certified by Infusionsoft. When I used to do setup, it was before they put that rule into effect. I used to just be somebody who was really knowledgeable with Infusionsoft. They changed that over the last several years. But that doesn't mean that you can't implement a piece. Like they may have the whole thing, but they never use the referral partners, right? Or they may have the whole thing, but they never use the shopping cart. So in other words, they need someone to step in and say, okay, I'm already paying for this stuff. I need to use it. Can somebody come in and set it up for me specifically for my business? So don't think you're missing out because you can't do the whole soup to nuts, which means, you can't do it out of the box. There are many clients who all they use is the email marketing piece, but they really want to take advantage of what they're paying for. So they're going to need somebody to come in and do the referral partners or the e-commerce, right? Or the CRM piece, or maybe they're not using it to its full advantage. So that's what I'm talking about, setup and implementation. You could just do a package around referral partners, for instance, which is their affiliates. Custom, you can do custom packages, and this means you kind of create them on the fly, which I highly recommend that you have the ability to do custom packages because not everybody's going to fit into that one mold that you may have. The custom packages that I do still is audit and cleanup, which means I go in and I audit a messy Infusionsoft, and then I tell them how to clean it up. Now that's 2 different things. I sell them an audit package, which is basically my time and expertise to look at their system, and then I sell them a cleanup package. So that's two different things. The audit does not include the cleanup. It just tells them what's wrong and how to fix it. The cleanup will actually do the work to get it fixed. Then there's also project-based work. And then management and support. So email management, monthly support. Um, monthly support could be sending out e-zines, adding tags, it could be all kinds of things. You can kind of use your imagination. And if you're already working in Infusionsoft, you can look at what your clients want and package around that. So if you don't have Infusionsoft clients yet, once you get them, you could also look at creating packages based on what you see they all have in common. What are the needs that they have? So you can come at it a couple different ways. Okay, this doesn't have any homework. This is just simply informational. Just want to talk to you about the difference between your packages and your retainers, why it's better to do packages instead of trading dollars for hours, that whole perception, the pitfalls, why to package, and sample packages. So if you have any questions on this, make sure you email us at help@techhumanity.com, pop in the private Facebook group, and stay tuned. We're gonna dive into setting up packages, creating packages, and how to market packages. So make sure you follow up with those, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.